Most collectors, they don't think twice about the size of a watch box. But what if I told you that the size of the box could actually affect resale value, authenticity perception, and even how fast your piece moves in the market? Let's break it down. In the luxury space, first impressions matter. A full size OEM box instantly signals prestige. It tells the buyer this piece was cared for, nothing's missing. Small boxes, especially aftermarket ones, they can raise red flags. That's why we always suggest, if you're getting a watch, to get it with that full OEM box. Now, when someone drops 10, 20K, or even more, they expect something that is that full experience. Big box, booklets, hang tags, warranty cards, it all adds up. Here's the thing though, full size boxes aren't just about looks. In my mind, they're a value multiplier. On platforms like Chrono24 or eBay, listings with full size OEM boxes and all the accoutrements can command 10 or 20% more, sometimes higher, depending on the rarity of the watch. And when you're flipping or trading that box, it speeds up the sale. Collectors really hesitate to buy naked watches unless, like me, you're a dealer and you can open things up and look at them and you have a certain type of track record that you get from only selling watches for a number of months or years. Um, and, it's not just, hey, this box is cool, but it's also that protective function. You look at something like this full-size Omega box, and it has a lot of protection to it. It's triple boxed, and it's something that can be used to protect that asset of yours. OEM boxes are tailored specifically to the watch dimensions in a way that watch holders and watch cases that you get maybe from a third party, like Chrono24, or maybe buying something from Watchbox, you just don't get that elsewhere. So it's really best when you're storing those pieces to have an original box. Some folks will say to me, hey, it's a box, who cares? And I get it. At the end of the day, you're not wearing the box, but a lot of buyers who tend to lean on the collector's spectrum really do. If you're listing a $15,000 Submariner with no box, that listing is obviously going to get a lot less looks at the watch. So, when you're looking at resale, the box is important. And the box, in a lot of cases, especially when it comes to like Rolex, Omega, Breitling, is only a couple $100. So if a couple $100 can increase the perception of completeness and authenticity in the watch, in most cases, I think it's worth it, unless, of course, it's a vintage piece that the box is hard to find or it's tethered. A great example is something like this. What do you think would hold a box or a watch, rather, inside this box better? Something like the box that we just showed you that was triple boxed and more modern, or something like this. This is a vintage box for an Omega, and as you can see, it's just really tethered. It's an original Omega box, but those red boxes are just notorious for breaking down and really just peeling over time. So I think that presentation really matters in the perceived value of the watch. I think that box sizes are also a part of the perception. It adds a lot of confidence. In recent years, a lot of brands are being a little bit more eco-friendly with their boxes, and they're, instead of creating these really large boxes, you have something like this. That's a Breitling box that is smaller and more compact. I think in a lot of ways it's great to be more eco-conscious, but I also think in a lot of ways it can be difficult because when you're buying an expensive watch, you want something that feels substantial. when you are guarding that watch and not wearing it. You want to put it in a box that you know that can protect it. So, these little small carry case-esque boxes that, they've come out with. I know even the new style Omegas have had that happen. That can be detrimental in the long run, I feel like. Yes, they're easier to carry, but for me, I like something that's big. I like to be able to place the watch in a box. It feels like a more luxury experience. It feels like more of a collector experience than just putting it in one of these modern day carry case type watch boxes that they've come out with in recent years. So, next time you pick up a watch, I would just ask yourself, does it come with that full-size OEM box? Because if it doesn't, in my mind, you're not just missing cardboard. You're not just missing a box. You're missing a part of that watch. And as, someone who is trying to sell watches for a living, 9 times out of 10, you're missing margin. So it's just something to keep in mind, and why I think the size of your box really matters. If you like this kind of insider info, please hit that subscribe button and drop a comment. If you've been burned by a missing box, please follow Tailored Timepieces for more watch wisdom. We try to sell everything as a complete set, especially if it's modern. And I look forward to helping you guys in the future. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.